Yo guys, this is FireFox with a new game here against Kido, Mr. Bones, 2K player. It is a 2K game, and it's Hades against Kronos. And I think this game was quite fun. So I have played a lot of games with Kido. I think probably over 50 or so. And met him on a lot of Smurfs too. And some of our games were Hades against Ra, and then Ra against Noise and whatever. And I always thought about maybe posting a game or two. But it was kind of funny because I had a conversation with a couple pro players about who's stronger, uh, Hades or Kronos on the current patch. And the opinion was kind of divided. And honestly, what I like about Hades in this matchup is that when you have Greek army and you have full population and you have restoration, you basically shred the Ati army. So I think in the perspective of outscaling, Hades is better. So I'm thinking here, I'm sitting here, um, and I'm thinking, so I go a bit of a different strat. I want to go a more controlled 14 villager start. It's where I split my initial 4 wills, 2 on 2, pre-queue the Vault of Variables, which gives us 2.35 villagers on gold, which is a nice buff on this patch because villagers take 18 seconds to build, and now we can basically get a jump start with some unraidable gold villagers. So really good. We also see this relic here, which trickles in another 0.5 gold. So if we grab that and we have Vault of Rivers, we have a really nice gold income. So what I'm doing here is split 2-2, I go for 14 wills and I want to go up. And I'm thinking that he will potentially play something like Temple into Crush. That means he will rush my gold. It's forward, but it's not too bad since we are Hades, we have the Sentinels, and we have Tower here. But I'm thinking he goes for a Crush and then for a Boom. And Kido kind of levels me here, because he went for the Economy Guild, and he already got 2 upgrades. And also, he's not sacrificing his uptime for a rush. He's actually going full eco. And this kind of plays in his cards. So now we go for 14 villagers here. So one more. Also, the Vault of Rivers will come up anytime. So this is a kind of a delayed Vault of Rivers because usually you get it like at 220 or at least 230. So it's between 60 and 80 gold less that we have when we hit Classic. But it's a little bit more controlled in the sense that I think it's a bit easier to play. But with this food here that you can lure in, I should have probably went for the normal build and get a faster Vault of Variables, to be honest. I think this was a misperception on my part. And now we got Athena. As said, I really like the resto. And Kido is still not going up. He's actually outplaying me here. Because he's thinking that I expect him to go for this aggressive start. So he kind of wants to troll me. Go for a slow start, get all the economic upgrades, and just call it a day. And now, interestingly, he I think so. Okay, let me get this straight. Kido sees I'm up very fast, so I had a 14 will start here, which means I up at 3 minutes. And with deconstructing the temple, which I'm not quite sure if he did it before he started the classic timer or afterwards. But regardless, he must know that I up either now or like in 20 seconds. And if he deconstructs this temple, wait, the animation is still going, okay. If he deconstructs this temple, I cannot go harass him with my Minotaur and my hero. What it does for me actually is that I went to a 14 will start, and I also kept 4 on food instead of 2 because I kind of wanted to see what he's doing. If he rushes, I need a better balanced economy. Now deconstructing this temple will enable me to go for a town center right away, which actually helps me since he's not rushing. So else I would have to collect these 150 resources on gold and 150 on wood for a little more, for a little longer. But what it also does, I cannot drop the relic in and I don't get a Minotaur to raid. So I think it's kind of interesting that Kido, I think he fears or feared that I was rushing the temple up again to get the Mino and then go with Achilles and Ajax. So I had a very fast timing. So I assume he thinks I'm around here with my heroes. And he doesn't want to, you know, get his villagers slaughtered at a town center. Because in his mind, he's already ahead. He has the economic upgrades. I potentially don't have them. And he doesn't want to lose now by going to this town center and getting raided. However, I, on the other hand, got the perfect resources from Kido to go for a second town center instead. And what I'm doing, I'm around here. I keep my hero around here because I know he has. He could shift a temple here, and once he hits classic, raid this town center attempt with Promethean. So there's a lot of leveling going on in this game, and as you see, so now I have already 2 town centers working, and we have the Water for River, so we are kind of even in villages. And now Kido thinks that I'm probably around somewhere here, and now he goes for a town center. This is like a lot of level war. It's not stupid by Kido. We played a lot of games. He probably thought I went aggressive. I, however, didn't go aggressive, and I choose to take this forward food here because, see, look, there's all these rhinos here. If I put a wall down here and maybe potentially a building here, a wall here, I can then move from this food source, which is forward, to my back food and hunt this. That's why I'm here. My hero should probably be more closer to this food spot. But since he's not Kronos, he cannot shockwave these villagers, so it's not too bad. So once I see a red dot here, I can instantly move. But now I move my hero here. And my goal is now, I'm kind of like undecided if I want to get a temple to drop the relic, or if it's better to get the economic upgrades. But I mean, you can kind of count on the villagers. It was 10% on 7 wood villagers. So 10% improved gather rate. And less walking time. 0.7. And then on this one, this is probably about equal to the relic. Am I not wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? It's close. Probably doesn't matter too much. But once we get more villages over the town centers, the economic upgrades are valued a little bit over the relic. So now I go for the economic upgrades. I also checked his. I saw that he had a village center, and I saw that he had the economic upgrades. And honestly, seeing this villager kind of makes me breathe, because if I don't see that, the question is, what is he doing? He could either go for forward temple and rush with behemoths, which I honestly think is not that great of a strategy on this patch, because the behemoths die very quickly to heroes, and you can also just sack the town center and run away. So he could either do that, or he goes some Milo all in or something, which I'm not sure if it works on this patch either, to be honest, because buildings are so buffed. So I was really happy when I saw the village center, because at least I know now what he's doing. If I don't see it, I have no clue what he's doing. I'm also constantly checking these town centers. So what you basically should always do is get an early pagacy, because it's this information of the scouting. So I put this on auto scout, so I don't have to bother with it. But sometimes I send it manually to a spot if I want to see something. But usually this is so good. If you're Greeking, you can just build a pagacy early, put it on auto scout, and just forget about it. It will just get so much information. And now I already prepared a spot here. I walled this in because I knew he's coming. I don't know why I lose a Minotaur for overstaying. This wasn't good. I don't know. Maybe I thought I could win it or whatever. I don't know. So now we walled this in. We need a wall here. And I soon dropped the Sentinels. So Sentinels, usually you want to keep them as long as you can because it means you can drop them on a forward fortress, which is good that even if the Kronos uses Deconstruct, you have the Sentinels, so the spot is still safe. But I did it because I want to discourage him from this spot. So I don't want him to just run in here, you know, and cause a lot of damage. I want to hunt, because this is like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 foot here. It's easily a mystic timing on the back of it. So Kido goes to the bottom side and ignores this. And we put down some walls to hunt a little bit longer, but this spot is lost. And he kind of denied on hunt here, which means if Kido is hunting, he's actually ahead. But we have to remember all the time he's producing villages from a village center. So this is slower than a normal town center. So he's falling behind, but he pushes off us off hunt. And then we have the Vault of Rebus and their gold relic on top of it. So now you go heroic with Aphrodite. I think it's really good because first of all we have husbandry. So when he tries to move in and we can drop a curse and take the pigs for us, we get a lot of food, potentially over 1,000 food that we with husbandry can gather very quickly. So we want to wait for that. Now all the upgrades come in. We are not going for a mystic timing or something because we are aware that we could soon face some behemoth shenanigans. And also I low-key want to save these 2,500 food or whatever is left here. So I want to kind of have an army to secure this hunt spot. And also have an army to secure the forward gold mines. So now we are still only on 2 heroes. But as soon as we hit heroic, we get our Chiron, which is very important. And then we get Peltas to counter the Gyro Ballistas, and we get Hippotis to counter the Momillo. So even though we currently he spent 3k resources on army that's doing nothing. That's very good for us. Build this wall back up. I'm not sure if Kido is seeing it. No. And since we still have curse, he cannot just push in here. So he retreats, which is nice. Let's check the economic upgrades. So now I'm prioritizing army over economic upgrades because I could also get Bonesaw and whatever. But in my mind, I'm thinking that I first have to be able to fight for resource spots. So I have to be able to fight for this gold mine, and I have to be able to fight for this. So either gold mine is okay. And preferably, that's why I got the apple upgrade that gives us a higher favor rate. Preferably, I want to have 50. I want to have 55 or 50 favor, so that when we drop a fortress, we instantly can drop sentinels. So that if he runs in to fight and deconstruct the fortress, we are still able to protect the spot. Now there's a big lion. The hoplites are coming in with all the upgrades. Hoplites and Peltas is such a good combination. Now we have access to this food. So even a Mystic Age and a back of it is not totally out of the question. We lose these villages here. Honestly, I misplayed. I should have not moved them out. There was no need to. We could have just pushed for a gold mine. And a storehouse here would be good. Now there's 500 gold left. This is very cool with Hades. So you run out of gold around 13 to 14 minutes. Meanwhile, the other civs have to be on a second gold mine around 10 to 11 minutes. So you can also check if you play against Norse, you can check the amount of dwarfs he has on a gold mine. And if he has a lot, you know that he will move off to a second gold mine soon. So having around 7 dwarfs or something is, I think, the equilibrium to move out by 10 or 11 minutes. And here is the raiding squad, the hero raiding squad actually. And also one good thing, whenever you see units, you can kind of check them, check the upgrades, and then you kind of know where you stand, because look, his upgrades are not that good, but we are already here full on bronze. And we have heavy pelters. I really did overdo on the heavy pelters, but I saw a lot of gyro ballistas, so it's not too bad. But usually it's one of my weaknesses that I overdo on pelters in most games. And then if I face mass cameras, I just get wrecked. And maybe, but okay, in this game it's okay because we saw tons of gyro ballista. And now what we want to do, we want to kind of drop a fortress so we can put sentinels on it. But I'm still 20 favor away from it. Maybe I should have cancelled this upgrade here, but I thought that in any fortress I build up once you deconstruct it, if I build another fortress up, it comes up quickly. And I feel kind of confident here with my heavy upgrades. So with my heavy infantry and heavy archer, 3 heroes, triple hero, and one of those guys will probably get stolen in a fight. So now Kido comes in, you can check the upgrades again. He's still behind on upgrades. There's ballistic upgrade, this one we got for free here in our pelters. And we still have bronze, so now the pelters will target the gyro ballistas here. Look how fast they die. It's insane, they're so expensive, especially the hero ones. I should have focused them down first. And now he totally loses this engagement here because we also have 2 god powers to fight here. We have the restoration and the curse. Now build a second fortress because we want to siege this. So with sieging, sometimes you just force him to put villages here to repair it. It can also be good. Repairing is very expensive and it also idles villagers. So just having like 1 catapult shooting here would be just very valuable. And now we have a little raiding squad, I think. Yeah, we saw some villages here with our scout. So now we go for a little raiding squad here. And Kido raids us as well, which makes me, seeing all this Contaris, which I should have done earlier, makes me instantly prompt my crenellations and get the other upgrade here. Don't know the English name for it. And now 1 catapult is slowly chipping away this town center. And once the crenellation is in, it would be kind of suicidal for Kido to move in here with his Contarius. So now I keep my sentinels. I save my favor because I think I can either go for a resto or I drop sentinels if I'm not on time. But since I knew the crenellation just came in, if Kido comes in from the top side with his Contarius, I think potentially dropping the crenellations is worth it more because we then keep to save the rest of the duration. Because we have this 40 with 15 villages on favor with the apple, we have the 100 favor for the second resto really quick. So I thought I'd rather get the sentinels here with all these nice upgrades. And then save the resto for a better day. Okay, allow pressure. I don't want to just sit back and let him go implode, because he can implode this spot here, would hurt a lot. So I just want to force him to fight me, which works pretty well. So I'm looking here to snipe a villager. Too many pelters, if you ask me. And then Kido is gathering here his heavy Contarius. Now it looks better on the upgrades. Gets a 3rd town center. I'm not sure. I think the 3rd town center, with being almost full will, maybe he should have tried to go music over it, but I'm not sure. Because he's also full pop. So getting more population is also not bad. Now Kido shoves in here, gets the deconstruct. We have a really bad army, we have way too many pelters. It's like, these pelters will soon overkill this Tremor probably. Yes, and there it's gone. But still, we have such a strong army, and we are pumping infantry. And also, we added multiple barracks and stuff over time, you see? This is always something you have to do. Get as many production facilities as you can. Now we are here in a fight, so this is a very good spot for us. Having him fight us means that he can also not go, or he's probably not going Mystic. It makes no sense to spend 2,400 resources and force a fight. So I'm pretty confident that we delayed his implode timing and we get a second spot, a second gold spot here. So one big implode here doesn't make us auto lose the game, you know? So we get one here, we probably put sentinels around it soon, and then we are good to go. Also, we pre-queued the Mystic economy upgrades, and we should do the same with the infantry and the archer upgrade. And now sentinels come in, he can never push this. And this is the game. Very nice game. It's actually ahead in economy. KDA is way better for us, but this is hard for Kido because we outscale him. So I'm of the camp where I say Hades is stronger than Kronos. So we outscale him, and also it's really hard for him to find like power spikes because restoration counters the heroic chaos god power. So you always keep that, and when we see Rhea, obviously we don't have to worry about that. And then, whenever he pushes in for big attack and deconstruct the fortress, if we are smart, we put sentinels around it before. So we're always in a good spot, kind of. We can kind of just play a slow game, which makes him puts him on a timer, and makes him make more mistakes. So, in my opinion, Hades is actually pretty decent in this matchup right now. Okay, if you like the game, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.